As things started, so we can be on the internet as well as on the airwaves. If you have a question for Vanessa, the show is called Legal Lane because Vanessa gives legal advice during this segment. And legal advice, as you know, costs money, but not when you call a radio show. So this is a good opportunity to call 622-9622 and get some free advice. We all will learn from your question. And obviously, if it's a personal legal situation, you might be more comfortable sitting across the desk without being on the air. But if you feel it in your heart that it'll be okay on the radio, we'd love to hear from you. The number is 622-9622. I hear somebody calling right now.
Oh, I love that.
Different ringtone there.
Yeah.
Good morning, Vanessa. How are you?
Good morning. Someone's calling on my personal cell phone.
Oh, my.
Wrong line.
Well, that's what I would do too. I don't think I'd call a radio show if I had a legal issue. I don't know. Just me. I do have one though for you.
You do?
From the news.
Oh, okay. Let's do it.
I forget what it was. It was in the news this morning. Oh, Robin, do you remember? Hold on.
He puts you on the spot.
Oh, it was about the heat. It was about the heat.
The Heat as in the Miami Heat?
Miami Heat, the basketball?
No, the heat. It's going to be hot today.
Okay, the temperature.
And so there was a warning that says, please don't leave your dogs and your cats and your children in the car and your grandmothers. Okay, don't leave anybody in the car, right?
All of those are in the car right now waiting for me, so that's a bad thing.
But it said, Florida law says
Yes.
you are allowed to break the window of a car to rescue somebody or something that's trapped in a hot car.
Correct.
And you can't be sued for damages in a civil court or for whatever. You can't be damaged.
Criminal mischief would be criminal court, yep.
So, wow. So what are the rules? I mean, you can't just break somebody's window and say there was a dog in there.
Well, if there is a dog in there, you can. You're allowed to do, as long as the car's not running. The car can't be running, because then they have air conditioning and then they're not.
Oh, if the car's running and you break the window.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to leave your car running also. If you're not in it, which is its own other issue that we'll have to get to. But for purposes of this, yeah, if the animal has air conditioning and heat, or your child has air conditioning and heat.
Because, see, I have a brother. He's a veterinarian.
Okay.
And he drives a big, what do you call that? It's like a small RV, I guess you would say. And it's got an air conditioner on top. And it runs does it run without the engine? You don't hear the engine. You can't
it runs
tell.
without the engine.
Now, the dog, listen to this, has a trach in his neck. So he doesn't breathe through his nose. He breathes through a hole in his neck, which means when he barks, it's silent. It's you can't hear it, nothing. Yeah. And so the dog is like,
he's debarked. And
the dog is so sweet. But when he's in the vehicle and he sees somebody out in the parking lot, I mean, he looks like he wants to kill you. Okay.
You wouldn't know because you can't hear him bark.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
So I'm thinking,
It's like the best of all worlds.
So what if somebody broke my brother's window, thinking they're rescuing the dog?
And then the dog attacks him?
That too, yeah.
Viciousness?
There's another question there. But I mean, oh my gosh, I don't know. It's like, shouldn't we call the police first before we break a window?
Well, I'm going to go and say that's going to be a call on the person who does it, which is, if you meet most people, that's a little suspect. But if you see the dog and the dog looks like it's about to die any second, I'm going to say at that point in time, break a window and get the dog out. But if the dog is not looking emaciated and going to die, and it's just happy-go-lucky, then you can call the cops. Because, if you're at the mall parking lot, there's at least security guards and police officers all the time around this place. So there are going to be fast responders.
Wow. Well, yeah, there was a story. There's a lady, what was the temperature, 123 degrees?
Yeah, and the car seat.
Just like last week in Plant City, a lady in Plant City, her child was, she went in to pay, she went to the courthouse. She was in the courthouse. She went to pay something. And she thought it should be in and out, and it didn't take as quick as she thought.
Nothing for all people listening, nothing at the courthouse takes a short time.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Everything is.
I'm going to go and pay this one little fine 6 hours later.
So anyway, her daughter was in the car. They broke the window, and I don't know if they arrested her, but they cited her or whatever. What do you say? Cited?
Well, yeah, I mean, they can't, they're not necessarily going to arrest her.
Citation?
But they can give her a notice to appear for a criminal charge.
I've never left my children in the car like that. I mean, I know it takes time to unbuckle them from their seatbelt and take them with you and everything, but I've never, ever left my children alone. like that in my vehicle. I don't understand how parents can be so cruel and mean.
I mean, you say that, I was going to say, if I didn't learn how to just get out of the car myself, I'd probably still be in my mom's car. Figure it out yourself. We got stuff to do, lady. Let's go.
There was another story in today's
how our
news.
family
Have
rolls.
you heard the story about the teacher that said to the agricultural students, the future farmers of America, that if you raise an animal for slaughter, you are a murderer?
Here in Marion County.
And they put him on unpaid leave. Did you hear that story?
One, I can't believe someone in Marion County would say that, and then two, that doesn't surprise me that they'd be on unpaid leave in Marion County.
Me either. But he's got a lawyer for some. I don't know what his defense is. It's not you?
Nope.
Well, he was named Golden Teacher. He was awarded one of those golden apples for the Golden Teacher Award and things like that. I think they should just fire him on the spot, strip him of all of those, accolades that they gave him. I mean, would the county be in trouble if they do that?
Why are we doing that? Wait, why?
Because he told the Future Farmers of America students that they're murderers, and he encouraged other students in his other classes to tell the Future Farmer of America students that they're murderers. He encouraged other people to say that.
Allegedly. You got to give her some legal advice right here.
Everything is allegedly, because we don't know.
Okay.
We weren't there. Okay, so my personal opinion is I don't think you should be stripped of anything. That's just because you are a cow-loving, vocal person who happens to not want to murder little cows. Cows might be my favorite animal, so I might stick up for him a little bit more than I should. But I eat steak at Mark's, so there's
okay.
that.
Yeah, but those are adult cows.
Those are, but
Do you eat veal?
yes.
Isn't that a baby cow?
That is a baby cow. That's probably been murdered. And then I eat things that I know, like I know what they are, and then I know how it took to get that process, and then I conveniently forget it. Like
Yeah,
foie gras,
I'm like you.
where they have the engorged liver, the foie gras, delicious.
Oh, that's something I don't want. If it's got liver in, unless it's liverwurst. It's the only thing with liver in the word that I like. Is liverwurst made out of liver?
Yes.
Is it? Well, I like that with mayonnaise.
That is delicious. I had that for lunch last week. Southside Deli. But seriously, no, I don't think he should be stripped of his titles. That's his opinion. I mean,
Yeah, but for him to encourage other students to tell the FFA students that they're murderers, that's taking it a little bit extreme, don't you think?
He might have taken it to another level, but does that mean you lose all your accolades for that?
I think so, because if you're a teacher, you're a role model. So you shouldn't be encouraging
But if that is
bullying, like Larry used that word, bullying.
But was he, okay, so my question would be, was he bullying? Because is me telling you my opinion, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, is me telling you my opinion, and if I think that's you're a murderer, because that's an opinion, that's not necessarily a fact, it's, I think you're murdering the cows, is that bullying?
Well, that's what I think, especially if you're telling that to a minor who's under 18, who is able to, be swayed one way or the other by opinion.
What if they were all minors? I know as a teacher, I'm just changing the facts because I can.
Well, if they were all minors, then that would be a different scenario.
Okay. So
I think.
No, I appreciate that. No, because my opinion is just, like, if I looked at it, or if he came to me, I would definitely be behind him not bullying the children, of course, and because that would be, he'd be hiring me, and that's what my opinion becomes. But looking at it from an objective standpoint, yeah, he is a teacher and he does have responsibilities. I still don't think he should get everything stripped. But I also have personal experience, because back in the day when I was in high school at Forest, there was a teacher who got fired for a prank, a classroom prank that went on, and it was a prank gone awry, and he got suspended and he got everything taken away, and the entire class knew it was a prank. Like,
You were all in on it.
well, no. Like, when it happened, like, one person got scared, rightfully so. I mean, it was just a situation, but so I have personal feelings on that, about teachers getting it taken away from one action. So that doesn't negate the fact that he was a great, I don't know who this teacher is, but it doesn't negate the fact that maybe he was a great teacher and he did excellent work in the past. So why take away that for the sheer fact of the matter that he did this one incident? You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean he can be maybe his punishment isn't, you don't take it away, but he's not allowed to teach in Marion County anymore.
Yeah, he should be. He should not be allowed to teach here. Thomas Allison is his name.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
Do you want to take a phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. Somebody's waiting patiently. Good morning. Thank you for waiting. You're on there with Vanessa.
Hi, and thank you. Say, Vanessa, could you update us a little bit on, with the start of the hot weather now throughout the rest of the summer and into fall? I personally, every once in a while, get into a situation in a parking where I'll see an animal in a car, and maybe the windows are cracked, but we all know that that's not going to do it. I understand the law now says that if you think that animal is in jeopardy, you can go ahead and break into that car and release that animal, or maybe even a human being that can't help himself. Would you need a lawyer to help you with that, or is the law pretty clear saying that you had the right to do it?
The law is pretty clear that you have the right to do it. So the only time you would need a lawyer would be on the back end, is if they go and sue you for damages. But the law in and of itself is pretty clear that says you're not going to be, as long as it's not a situation where the car's running, there's somebody in the vehicle to help the dog, and you're just breaking windows to break windows, or you don't see a dog, or you think it's a dog, but no one in their right mind would think it was a dog and you're breaking windows, minus incidents like that, then you're going to be good to go.
Do you need a police officer to have a statement made to verify the fact that the dog or person was in jeopardy? Do you need that kind of information, or don't you?
While it's not required, I would highly recommend it, because you don't want someone to come back and say, I don't even own a dog. There's no dog in my car.
Oh.
Yeah.
You broke my window because you're a disgruntled boyfriend. You don't want that.
If you come across a situation like that, would you recommend, if you have a little bit of time, which time is probably very valuable in a situation like that, to call the police first and let them break into it, or how would you maybe handle that?
If you think that there's time for the police to respond, absolutely call the police, because that just takes all liability off of you, and then you don't have to worry about calling the Jennings Law Firm.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Yeah, if you rewind the tape, you'll hear that was earlier also. Do you know how to break into a car window? It's not easy. Do you know how to break?
I have a little tool that could break into a car window.
You have a tool that does it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that would work.
The one that it cuts your seatbelt and then breaks the window.
Oh, yes.
I gave that to my daughter and my son, yeah.
That is a good tool to have.
For when I crashed into a canal.
I know.
In Miami.
That's what it's for. That's how it's marketed. I know.
No, it absolutely is. And then in law school, I didn't even go to law school in the state of Florida, but in law school there was like 5 or 6 cases about cars getting into wrecks in Miami and turning upside down and those canals. And then I go to work in Miami after reading all those cases. But so my family was like, "Yeah, you might need this here." That's my graduation.
I don't know if this came up before or not, but if you're in a self-driving car and it causes a wreck, let's say your self-driving car messes up.
Okay.
Are you held liable for it?
Yes, but that doesn't mean that. Like, let's say it's a glitch. This is a conversation I had the other day. Let's say it was a glitch in the self-driving car. For some reason, like mechanical error, something that was not your fault, you knew nothing about, there was no way for you to know, you would bring into the lawsuit the car company. So you would say, I'm not the only defendant, they're the only defendant, and then you let the jury just assess what the liability is.
Wow. You know what I foresee is maintenance. If you don't maintain it, and
then it's going to be your fault.
Yeah, it'll be your fault. Yeah.
Well, that's the same way with a car mechanic. Like, let's say you take your car to a mechanic and they don't fix your car properly. That's actually not even on the mechanic. That's on you.
Really?
Even though you know nothing about your car.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you know nothing. I'll just take it. I know nothing about my car other than it turns on and turns off. Thank the Lord. That's fair. That's
Right,
all I
right,
know.
Right.
And I'm grateful for that.
Right.
Does that work the same for hairdressers then? Because if a person goes to a hairdresser and you want to get a new color in your hair and all of a sudden it isn't the way you imagined it to be? Just like bringing the car to the mechanic, it's not their fault, it's your own?
Well, no, that's slightly different. Why are we suing hairdressers?
Oh, because you said about the mechanic with the car, and it's not
Right,
really
well-
the mechanic's fault. And so is it not really the hairdresser's fault that the color didn't turn out right?
Well, okay, so with my sister being a cosmetologist, I'm going to say yes, it's not the hairdresser's fault.
Oh, okay.
It depends. Well, no, because like she gets who have like a box dye in their hair and they don't say it, and then you put a professional color on it, and it will turn green.
Right, it's a big difference.
Right. So because of the chemicals, if you don't tell, so it just depends. So, but the difference is with the car. The car, normally the reason you go to sue somebody is because someone hurt. So your brakes, they didn't do your brakes correctly. You have no way of knowing if your brakes are right or not necessarily. You go out on the road, you go to tap your brakes, you're at a red light, you can't stop, and you hit the car in front of you. So that person's going to sue you for damage to their car.
Right.
You can't necessarily turn around and sue the mechanic. So with the hairdresser, the only person hurt would be you. So it'd be something that's less than expectation. And you could only sue for, theoretically, the amount of damage, like if there was negligence, like if they just weren't doing their job and weren't paying attention and totally messed up your hair and burned it all off.
Yeah.
For the,
Jeez.
Those chemicals are wicked.
they are. That is a true story.
That's a true story?
They're bad, yeah.
Somebody you know had their hair burned off?
Well, you can. No, not that I know.
Oh, okay,
I don't know
okay.
the person, but do I know that it has been done?
But you heard of it,
Yes.
okay. Wow.
I've seen pictures.
Wow. Did you hear about the monkeys that were throwing poop on the people in the zoo? Can you sue the zoo?
Vaguely.
Did you see? Oh, it hit the grandma on the nose. You didn't see that one?
Yeah, that was
Try not to
awful.
watch
I mean, right there. It was a turd hanging right off of the nose.
That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
It is disgusting. And grandma was looking at the camera. Ah!
But there was a barrier there, plexiglass, but it didn't go up very high, so.
The monkeys
it's
were
not really
disgruntled.
the zoos. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in a cage
Why? I would be disgruntled too.
or in an environment. They don't call them cages anymore.
It's a cage.
An enclosure. The monkey is in an enclosure.
That's not the real world. Yeah, they don't like that.
Do you like the zoo?
No.
You don't like the zoo? Mm-mm. Why?
I'm okay with my cows being in a pasture and enclosing them.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily okay
you have
with other-
cows?
No, I don't. But I would if I lived out in the country.
Yeah, but the monkeys are so fun. I love the monkeys.
I know. I just don't like putting animals in zoos.
Do you
or
like them in the
SeaWorlds
river?
or-
Like when you see monkeys on the river, do you like them?
As long as they're being fine on the banks, yes. But when they start when they start wanting to attack you, because sometimes they just want to, be playful. Mm-hmm.
So if we rented a pontoon boat for the Silver River, would you come along?
Absolutely,
You would?
absolutely.
Are you a photographer?
No, but I would.
no.
Sure, I have
no.
my. I was gonna say
What is
sure.
that,
I have
Yiddish?
my. Yes, I have I have my iPhone. I'll be a photographer all day long. The reality, no, I'm not. But I will definitely come
Wouldn't
with
that'd be fun, wouldn't
That'd
it?
be fun.
with my beach cooler
You know
filled
that
with snacks.
we're not allowed to burn things right now. There's a mandated burn ban, but you can have a barbecue even on a pontoon boat, which I'm sure nothing will burn up on a pontoon boat.
Don't challenge me. I'm sure I can make something happen.
Vanessa, thank you. I know it's a little bit of a pain for you to get over here to do this, but thank you for doing
No,
this.
it's fun.
It's always fun. And will you autograph the picture on the drawing a crowd for literacy thing?
Absolutely, I'll do it.
See how many people you know on there. I bet you know a lot. Of people.
I've already because you post it on.
The more I do, the better I get.
Instagram.
By the way, they're starting to get better. I'm sorry, you were one of the first. So
That's okay. You can draw me again.
I might do that.
Yeah.
I might do that. Yeah. Vanessa Lane Jennings. Now let's see if we want to go to your law firm. Let me read your address here. I know you know it.
I do know it.
2945 Northeast 3rd Street. Give Vanessa a call at her phone number
Is 352-804-0092.
and talk about your legal problems across from the desk. Thank you for the calls, by the way, today. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Lawmakers working to pass a spending bill by
This is a short-term fix that gives lawmakers another week to pass a bill keeping the government running through September. House Speaker Paul Ryan says Democrats have been dragging their feet.
Periodically, they haven't even been being shown up for negotiations.
Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi says Republicans, not Democrats, are the ones with the power to shut the government down.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. Meanwhile, the economy grew just 0.7% in the first quarter, the weakest showing in 3 years. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson addressing an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council over North Korea and its nukes.
North Korea feeds billions of dollars into a nuclear program it does not need, while its own people starve.
Tillerson, while asking the world body to broaden economic sanctions on Pyongyang, stresses the U.S. hopes to solve the situation diplomatically. Fox News. We report, you decide.
My number 2 does not look like a number 2. I don't know what to call it. Is there a number 3?
Table for 4, please. Anything close to the restroom.
A middle seat with these stomach problems? That's my fear of flying.
Sound like you? If it does, you could be one of the many people with a digestive condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. Even if you don't know what EPI is, you might know the symptoms: frequent diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain. If you have even just one of these symptoms, you could still have EPI, because not everybody experiences EPI the same way, which is why it's so important to open up to your doctor about all your symptoms. And the good news is, EPI is manageable, so don't keep a lid on it. Go to identifyepi.com, complete the symptom checker, and use it to have a conversation with your doctor. Don't keep a lid on it. Visit identifyepi.com. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Ad Council.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. It's peanut planting time in Southeast. Soil temperatures have now reached around 73 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. You need 3 straight days of those to get your seed to germinate properly. Peanut seed is being traded at a lot of the places with inoculant, being bagged and shipped to the farm. Some farmers are still breaking land following the recommendation to deep turn the soil to prevent disease and insects later. The lesser cornstalk borer is one problem, and then we got some other problems on the insect control. It appears that there is less when the land is broken instead of just planted into the stubble of wheat. Farmers want to protect the soil moisture until seed is ready to be planted. They're planting about 6 seed per foot for these Georgia 06Gs, and that's about 130 to 140 pounds per acre. The Seed Lab reports that there are some problems with germination this year. The peanuts that have aflatoxin cannot be a good germination, and those are being challenged by some of the various seed dealers. But in these dry, hot conditions, you remember that to irrigate at least 1/3 to 1/5 inch before planting. Add cold water for irrigation after planting. Is hot, dry conditions that can shock the peanut and lead to erratic germination. Also, remember to do everything you can to reduce the risk of tomato spotted wilt virus. Please refer to the Peanut Disease Index from some of our states.
I'm the neighbor with the orange tractor. I plant, grow, harvest, haul, and feed. Caring for the land is a responsibility we all share out here. For our families, for ourselves, for us all. This is why I do it. Kubota. Right now, a Kubota M7 can be yours with 0% financing for up to 84 months. Now through May 31st, 2017. Call toll-free 1-800-794-4992 for details about cost and terms.
I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
Is the internet driving business to your business? Hi, I'm Michael Warren with Brick City Interactive. At Brick City, we've been putting the web to work for businesses since 1998. We want to help you too, whether you're a real estate office, law office, medical office, manufacturer, retailer, a church, even a radio station like WOCA. We love to help businesses grow, and we have the knowledge and experience to make it happen. We offer professional, affordable web design, mobile responsive websites, search engine optimization, social media marketing, web video and promotions, online advertising, and more. Whether it's time for a redesign or whether you want to kick kickstart your existing website, let us help. Mention WOCA and we'll give you a free, no-obligation search engine optimization report for your website. This free report will give you practical steps to increase your search ranking. It's our gift to you from Brick City Interactive. Call us today at 352-351-1131 or visit us online at brickcity.com.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.